Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Uneasy Ease, the real talk about motion design. I'm Peter Wong, your host here, and today, super excited, we're talking about Taming two-headed dragon, design and business.
Design and business.
Yeah. Alright, so what are we talking about in this episode? So in this episode of Uneasy Ease, we explore what it really means to be a motion designer. In today's creative field, the role demands more than just artistic talents. It requires strong multitasking skills and a solid understanding of the business side of things. Truth be told, navigating this demands is incredibly challenging for designers who are just starting out. That's why we're breaking down the importance of mastering both sides of the craft. We'll discuss actionable steps you can take to improve your work, and most importantly, what it takes to build a sustainable business and career in motion design. So yeah, without further ado, introduce our guest today. Do you want to kind of just start?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Desmond and I'm a motion designer and creative technologist and DGNL Media.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah, and I've been working at Diagonal for about the past. I think I just crossed my 2 years mark.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah. So that's great. Company is the work-life balance is great.
Nice. Yeah,
I actually got into it. It got into Diagonal through freelance, actually.
Oh, cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think kind of talk about it, but not in details.
Yeah, we can get into that as we talk.
Yeah.
About it.
So yeah, thank you for doing this with me. A lot of fun for sure. And then, all right, that's just. Well, we're gonna cover who you are and what you're doing right now. I think another question that people might ask is how do you get started in motion design, and then what drew you to this field?
How did I get started in motion design? Well, it all began 15 years ago.
Oh wow! Really? 15 years ago?
Oh my god!
How old
I
was
can't believe
that?
I'm saying that. But about when I was in secondary school or middle school in U.S. terms, and I was 15 or 16, I discover this on YouTube. I discover a tutorial on how do you clone yourself in video using masking. And, I mean, it sounds really normal to you now, but then back then it's oh my god, so you can do this.
Wait, when was that? Photoshop, CS?
That was Adobe was CS4. It was
shit, okay.
Yeah, it was a physical copy sort of thing.
But you can still earlier. What I did with I think at my time it was CS6.
CS6, okay.
Or 5.
Yeah,
I think 5.
I was at CS3 and then it was transitioning to CS4 and so SAS wasn't a thing yet,
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that was my first step into digital media and learning that I could do this for a living. Later on. I mean, after playing around. Yeah. Playing around with it, there was a diploma in visual effects and motion graphics that came out that year, and then I was like, oh my god, this is it, and the universe lining up. I should do this.
Right.
Yeah. So signed for the diploma, and that was my 3 years. It was 3 years. Yeah, it was 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, and. Cool. Yeah, and that's pretty much how I got started in motion design.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, and of course, Video Copilot. After I got to know about the editing tool, I discovered Video Copilot, then After Effects, then the whole Adobe thingy.
I see. Yeah. Wow, that's really different, I guess. Because for me, I kind of talk about it with Tiffany in the first episode. It was because of my mentor, who was a scatteralon, and then he was in film and television. So at the time, I was in this kind of after school of prepping for study abroad thing, and then I got to know the program more, and I was like, I'm interested in this. I will do this. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Originally, I wanted to be a car designer.
A what?
In industrial design.
Industrial designer.
Specific for designing cars.
Oh.
Yeah, because I always have a background for cars, but still has it. But
okay.
Yeah, I just shifted. Maybe creating videos or motion graphics is better.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so cool. I guess another thing that I wanted to always ask about is, what motivates you in your work, and then what aspects of motion design do you find most fulfilling?
what motivates me?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has been the technical aspect of like say After Effects, Cinema 4D, coding, scripting.
Yeah.
That's what I resonate with because it's like I enjoy a technical sort of complexity challenge, and I do like an artistic one,
Right.
but I'm not as good as our peers, who do it faster. I just realized over time, right? It's like, I'm very inclined to like technical stuff. It comes very easy for me, like writing code, writing expression.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like, especially what excites me at work is probably when we're going to uncharted territory. There's barely any tutorials on that.
Yeah.
No one has everyone's still figuring out.
Right.
And that's when I enjoy like combining different skill and knowledge, some AI video workflow.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like taking an adventure in the unknowing world.
Yeah, things are moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
So it's like I think one of the main how do you thrive in today's world is that you just know how to figure things out. You have to know how to navigate ambiguity and uncertainty.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. I kind of wanted to let you know why we're doing this episode today, and then why I'm putting this as an episode 2.
Sure.
Was because I got a lot of feedback from my survey. So thank you for those who filled it out. And then most of the students want to know about the business side of motion design, since right now in this kind of like job market or this industry, I feel like a lot of us are starting as like a freelancer, or it's basically just like a self-owned like business.
Yeah, I do agree.
So I think it's important to kind of just talk about that, and then let everybody understand what is like the landscape right now, and then how do you navigate this industry and also the business side of the industry as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like we can offer a little bit something today.
Yeah, I can show I know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just jump right into that. I feel like
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about the current landscape, right? So I feel like a lot of people know in 2025 right now, for the past few years, the industry has been a little bit shaken up because like the economy, or even I feel like most of the company has like a lot of huge like budget cut. So in a way, like lots of motion designers are kind of shifting their work from being an in-house designer to kind of like a freelancer to take on more projects, like in different kind of like fields.
Right.
Just say that. But like, I think, like I said, given like the recent shakeups in the industry, could we try to be a little bit like what it's like being like a freelancer, or even like a student owner in this case maybe, and then how this kind of situation affects like newer designer who just getting started.
I'll offer my thoughts on like when I was freelancing and what I observed about my friends who are freelancing. I think the past few years has been definitely more challenging. This year's better. I noticed that last year, I'm always on LinkedIn, resharing posts and jobs. Last year I noticed there was less for sure. And more people complaining and also expressing like, hey, is it just me, or is it like
everybody?
It's pretty shitty right now, right? Everyone's like, it's pretty shitty. And this year it's like I can scroll. Each day I can confidently know that if I scroll, I can find 2 freelance gig jobs whatsoever. So it is doing better.
In a way.
But I think the slump had happened because there was because of the post-pandemic effect. I think prior to the pandemic, I think studio was doing generally fine. And then pandemic happened, jobs dips. You can look at this in the U.S. government, like
I think I can also feel it honestly. Like I feel like everybody in the industry for the past few years, like the difference is huge. So
I was talking about generative AI tools. Like yes, it has influenced the hirings jobs in the industry, but it also kind of like I say I was influenced it in a positive way because now I think there's probably data to support this, but I believe because it's so easy to make an app, it's easy to make a product these days using Cursor, Lovable, whatsoever. There'll be more people willing to start their own business rather than work for say Meta, or,
Right.
it's like why I have all the resources already. Why don't I just do it myself?
Right.
And people are already doing it.
Yeah.
But then they probably need marketing, right?
Right. Yes.
So that's when opportunities like for us exist.
Right.
So I feel like we shouldn't be targeting big companies. I think if you're starting out, maybe it'd be great if you get a contact, you get noticed by big companies. I'm not just talking about creative studio, but just like let's just say you work for like the marketing or the design or the creative department of the tech company.
Right.
So yeah, you could focus on those, right? Smaller startups, they definitely need someone to do marketing or like just social media posts. And so I feel like there's opportunity there because they are still figuring things out, and you come in as an expert.
Right. True. Yeah. Oh, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people are saying like, after graduation, like if you're starting out, you need to go to like a big company, like a big tech company. They're like, you figure things out, that kind of thing. But I feel like, it's quite the opposite for sure.
Yeah. I mean, those who are lucky to get employed, that's great.
Right. But like for most of the people,
most of the people, they're still figuring things out. It's a bit challenging.
For sure.
And perhaps you need to I think we need to get used to the fact that, you're not going to get a job straight out of college.
Right.
It's if you get a job, right before you graduate, right, you land an offer, you're pretty lucky. But that used to be the norm in 2019, 18, when I was doing my BFA.
Right.
People were getting jobs very easily.
It's like, hey, I got it already.
I was surprised, But then, like, fast forward to around when this post-pandemic, it's like things are challenging. There's more competitors.
Right.
And so much layoffs, so much AI.
Yeah. Right.
But I think we're just right now we're just trying to how to say it's not saying like the situation is hopeless, but we're entering this new mode of creativity, creative industry,
right?
And we just gotta figure it out in different ways. Perhaps the way how. I guess traditionally you go to college, you get an internship, you graduate, and then you get a job, and then you live happily ever after.
But I really wish that's the case.
That used to be the case.
That used to be the case, yes.
But I feel like that changes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for me, because you kind of know my journey throughout the past year after graduation, I got an internship, great. But what is after that was months of like. Not knowing what's gonna happen, and also like kind of like having nothing. So like down the freelance route, and then like get into experience a little bit more in the advertising agency, or so like get to know more projects and different types of projects. I feel like just by doing that, it's just like growing experience and kind of just learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think also like a lot of like entry-level designer or someone who just graduate doesn't really realize like the real world isn't really it's not like school, right? Like not like school projects. Let's say like a lot of time when you get to work on like fun projects in school, but like the real life is sometimes you just need to make things move, like from point A to point B, and then but like you kind of need
the artistic expectation of client for the work is not that high.
Exactly.
But the economical expectation
is super
high.
Yeah.
It's always like we have limited budget, we have limited time.
But you need
But then, so if you can make it move, make it look nice enough, right? And they will use it. So you start to learn that you shouldn't be so precious with your work.
I know.
But at the same time, you realize I gotta work faster.
Oh, I definitely feel that. Like, I feel like sometimes I even feel like, is this the quality that a company are seeking for? But because like in my mind, in my brain, I'm like, this is not to my expectation, or let's say the quality is not as good as like, what I know I can do better, right? But like, it's just like, I don't have the time, and like, you're like, this is good enough, let's send it for feedback. So sometimes like that.
I feel all the time. It's always like we're continuously delivering rather than like, let's spend some time to make it look really good. So I'm always in awe of like studios who can, make something beautiful and great in a short time, because it's like, if you think about the economical aspect of it, about like how every 1 hour costs like a certain amount, like $50,
exactly.
$60.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's let's just say it's an internal project, right? I don't know how they absorb the cost of like, okay,
True.
they make something cool, or like, are they going over budget because it'll be good exposure? You know, those are something I'm curious about.
Right. Same.
But most of the time, just meet the budget. That's
That makes sense. So based on what you just talked about, I kind of wanted to dive deeper into like what are the biggest challenges or opportunities for motion designers in today's rapidly evolving industry.
Biggest challenges?
Yeah.
I think it's I think when it comes to job hunting,
yes,
a lot of people natural mode is I apply online. Right, I see LinkedIn, I apply online, and people can complain. I apply 1,000 jobs and I got no hear back.
Yeah.
But I've yet to see anyone post that. I went to several conferences and then I networked with several people, and I'm able to land a new gig. So I'm thinking like, are people doing like the IRL work, like on ground work of like finding a job? Because as much as yes, you gotta apply for jobs, but then again, it's like if you meet someone in person, right? Just like in Commotion, you meet the studio owners, you meet like the senior artists, art directors, and you develop a good relationship. So same thing, you gotta bring that sort of like networking vibe into post graduation. You gotta do it for yourself, right? No one's gonna set up a Commotion a conference for you. You gotta go.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go to New York City communities. There's like creative mornings. There is like what do you call that? XR motion.
Yeah.
This was a comfy UI meetup.
Right.
There's like a typography meetup, and those I feel like those are the places that gives you a sense of community and also opportunity. So I think I recommend people who are just like if you're always online, you're applying like. Do something else. Yeah. But perhaps they're not in a situation where they're able to say they couldn't move to New York, right? Or like in the big city, but they're back home with their family. Right. But what they can do is always just like set up their own not interviews, but calls like with like alumni, like reaching out to your connections. Like you start with your professor, your academic network, like talk to your professors, like who are the alumni I can talk to. You got any process?
I still does that. I still does that. Yeah.
You do that?
Yeah. So shout out to Brandon.
So that's important. Like some people don't do it, or like So it's one of the easiest things. Like let me talk to my teachers and see what they think. Right?
True. Yeah.
And then they'll say like you should talk to this person, and then you can the next thing if you after your teachers you talk to your peers and say like how's it going, and then maybe they can bring you more opportunity.
Right, for sure.
So the challenge and opportunity is essentially human relationship, right?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So make sure to spend like time in college making friends. Doing good collaboration, but also making friends that you will kind of grow together with.
Right. For sure. Like your network, your connections, everything. Yeah.
People, I think it's when you're in school, it's easy to underestimate your classmate and where they go. I think this year I discovered that the classmate I had in doing one of the first MOMI class in BFA, she's not like a manager at Disney Creative Studio.
Oh wow!
Holy damn!
Yeah, holy. Gotta work on that connection.
So like she and we both have a very good like favorable impression of one another. So it's a good connection. So So, but my point is that you don't underestimate how like everyone's professional journey will grow and how it will influence you or benefit you. Don't be transactional, but just think about like everyone sort of like can help you in the future. That's why doing Commotion is great. Collaborations where you meet people.
True.
And
then
but not just like commotion, but we should be working with people of different majors. Fashion.
I agree. I think one thing that I kind of regret of not doing at school was making more friends that is outside of motion design industry. Because I mean, of course, I spent a lot of time on doing co-motion and then just building myself in this industry. But at the same time, you know, like the creative field is huge. Like it's not just about motion design. So like you always kind of need to, you know, get to know more people, right? It's more fun that way. Like don't just talk about motion design sort of like every day, you know, like there's so many opportunities out there. For example, like the fashion company that I work for, you know, I also feel like, you know, wow, doing fashion, I never think about like me working in the fashion industry, but in a way I did, and then it was hell of fun. So
exactly. You gotta, I think it's also important to know what you want to do, what sort of industry you want to be in. Yes, motion design is the thing that we do, but what is the context of it, right?
It's like a skill, and then how you can apply those things onto other things.
Exactly. So it's like, for example, if you like tech, obviously you do more, I don't know, product showcases, but maybe you prefer experiential stuff, and so you create, your projects are mostly about creating like set designs for stages, for music halls, or live visuals, and so you got to learn touch designer, and then so knowing like what aligns with you helps, but then you know, but it's okay not to in college you're also discovering things, but it's about having that context, right, of how do we apply the skill of motion design and making something fun of it. And
you kind of, sorry, I kind of want to go back because you kind of mentioned about like people should go like just have like a face-to-face, that kind of like, you know, kind of like a networking experience in like an event, you know, if you're in the city or you know, if you get any chance, you just do that. But what if, you know, someone is just starting and then you're like, I feel like the problem right now is, let's say we go to the, you know, I go to the event with you a lot of times, but like maybe because our experience is different, like usually, or maybe because like the way that I approach it to people, I don't really feel like people really recognize my work or me as a designer. That say like the way that they recognize you. You know what I mean? Like I feel like for someone who's starting, this is like a struggle. It's like nobody knows you and your work is still, you know, you're still growing. So you definitely see like your work doesn't have that much of experience, right? So how do they do that? You know, because I always have this problem as well. It's like, yeah, sure, you know, because I feel like my social skills is good, but then like I feel like my motion skills, I need to grow on that. And then like, how do I get a client, you know, with that kind of like situation, right?
Well, I think one way, there's many ways to go about it. But then, I think one first thing that came to mind is that when you go to a networking event, it's not like commotion. I mean, I'm trying to talk about events like other than commotion. So don't go in thinking that you are your work, right? You are worth like what your work is. You need, actually, most of the times, you go to an event just to have a fun time. To learn and discover, and then you maybe hear like, maybe a person say like, hey, I'm looking for a motion designer. Who knows? I actually been to events where actually I was just minding my own business and somebody chat me up and he was like, I told him I do motion design, After Effects, and he starts smiling and he's like, I'm actually looking for After Effects artist, and I'm like, no, please no. I'm like, I'm not here to get a freelance job. I'm just here to enjoy the music. But then sometimes people don't really check like in their work. Like they don't you don't go to an event and then they're gonna say, all right, show me your portfolio. They won't. They most often they say like, send me the stuff after we meet. But I think just knowing about the work itself, it's doesn't give any value. It's more about the work you will do for this prospective client, right? That you are able to kind of recommend, say like, hey, you need a local animation, you know, I can, for this budget, I can produce this for you. And I don't think they'll go, unless they are like a creative themselves, then they will scrutinize like, you know, like your portfolio, your reputation. But just getting it's also like, don't speculate, don't think that just going in
Right.
you're gonna be judged, but no, just go in, have fun, and just feel experience it for yourself, and think about like what worked, what didn't. So people are speculating, or you're thinking about like, oh no, if I'm gonna go to conferences and people are gonna like not know me, and it's like, obviously you're not doing it. You need to go to the events, meet people, and
just don't focus on the fact.
Like, you know, and it's get to know people, learn about what they need, and you know, sometimes the connection might help you in the future.
Right, for sure. Maybe it's not gonna work for you like right now, but like maybe in the near future, right? So as
I was saying, that in our tactic, when you go to like, you know, in-person networking events, it's that you may not know anyone, but perhaps someone there, you know, is a regular and knows quite a lot of people. And then they can say like, you know, could you like introduce me to people? Like maybe I go to Creative Mornings pretty regularly, and then I bring Peter, and then Peter is like, hey, yo, Desmond, can you intro me to some people? And I can do that, you know, and I think so. That's one way you have like some sort of like liaison within a community, right? Within a community to already help you sort of like, all right, you should talk to this person. He's right there. I can intro you. And this can also be done like, how to say, doesn't have the in-person thing, you know. How some people would reach out to, say, me or like other people saying that, hey, do you know anyone who's interested in, or who's looking for people, have opportunity? Will be, or like can guide me in terms of their portfolio. Then I say, you should talk to this person. I think you learn a lot from them.
So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. But think about, again, I always emphasize human relationship. You know, the most valuable thing you have going to college or like in being in New York is the human relationships. Because like all the opportunities are attached to the people. And the peers.
I just remember there was one mixer event that I went to, and I met a producer. And then the second day, she sent me an email like, hey, actually, we're looking for a freelance motion designer.
There you go. You see?
So like, and then at the event, because she was late, so I was there helping her, you know. I was just like, oh yeah, you know, we're doing this, come join us, that kind of thing. So I feel like having that kind of like human connection first, it's always like, not saying like I'm doing that because I want to, you know, get something out of her, but it was because like, you know, why not, you know, everybody's there.
I think this year I think I got offered a freelance because I was very good friend with this guy, and because we hang out a lot, and then he recommended me to his company, and I got an email saying like, do you want freelance? And I'm like, I'd love to, but I'm, you know, full time now. So again, it's like how friendship actually can sort of kind of like cultivate sort of a professional relationship as well.
I think this is also based on like, I feel like by saying all this, like that means you also need to definitely work on your work as well. I feel like in a way, like just find a balance, right? Like let's say my social skills, I know is like at the point that I'm very comfortable talking, but at the same time you need to work on your other skills as well. So you know, these things needs to go like at the same time.
I agree. When I went to Commotion this year, I think half of the students, they're still developing, but the other half of students, their work is stellar. It's to the point where by like, you know, if I give some sort of like portfolio critique or feedback, it wouldn't be like the most valuable. So I'll ask them about like, what's your professional goal? Like, where do you want to work? Or like, have you do like leadership role? Have you collaborated different projects? You're right. So it's like the foundation of like your success will be your work, the quality of your work that you do. But you know, some students already go past that, right? And it's more of the social stuff. It's more of about like showing up, talking to people, you know, forging the relationship, and like I said, collaboration. Those are the second step after you clear the work. The work part.
So I would say being a motion designer right now is tough, but like that's kind of like, I almost want to say that's what we signed up for. Right. So
I mean, I wouldn't say it's tough. It's tougher now. I mean, I would say like I say back then it was easier because
Yeah.
Even Joey Corriman from School of Motion mentioned that back then you just need to know After Effects and Cinema 4D.
And then boom.
you get hired. Now it's like there's just so many software to learn, and
I know.
it does feel overwhelming, but then so you just so you gotta figure out what to learn or what to spend your time on. That's another tricky thing.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean we don't have any hopes, right?
Yeah.
It's more all like, we gotta learn something else as well, and then treat that as a bonus, because who knows, it might apply to, your role in the future or whatever, right? Let's say if you really want to be the business owner, like I feel like this kind of skills can apply in any kind of like industry for sure, right? Yeah. Or even just like me, doing the podcast, like this is kind of like, using your skills onto the things that you kind of wanted to do as well, right?
It's a discovery process.
Exactly,
I'll add one last thing for the challenges. I was thinking about this, like how AI comes into play. I think obviously AI is a big part of the challenges, but also a big opportunity too.
True.
Pre-AI, right? The design process is pretty much everything is very compartmentalized in the sense that, all right, you got a brief, and then after that you do the creative treatment where you write like some copy for the treatment.
Right.
You do mood boards, right? The art direction, and then you share with the client. You get approved, and then you move on to storyboarding, and then you go to style frame. So it's very like step by step. But now that's AI is just kind of blurring those boundaries.
Right.
Where it's like right now, when at Diagonal, we don't send storyboard, we don't send decks in the beginning. The first thing we send is a storyboard edit, which is an animatic, right? That has like a temp voiceover track and like some designs that we done, stock footage, and also like text placeholder to say like what will go where, and immediately it's a prototype, right? Basically, like this is how the video feels and look, and we can critique and think like, hey, is everything on track already? Yeah. So it's very like it skips to the prototype process. We're already making stuff, right? And we're chipping away.
It's like your pre-production timeline suddenly just shrink.
It's shrink. Because the nature of work sometimes don't require you to have that sort of pre-production, production, and post-production, right?
It's not like school project.
It's
not like a requirement anymore, sort of.
So I think that's one thing students or like recent graduates understand, like things are not that compartmentalized so conveniently. Sometimes it's just like, boom, you have 2 days, design, animate at the same time. Okay?
I was actually so shocked because I remember like I was freelancing for Diagonal for a little bit. And then at first I was like, oh wow, this moves so fast. What are those steps? Like, I was like, I was freaking out at the beginning for sure. And then Desmond was like, Peter, move faster.
Move faster.
I was like, woof.
But our studio does move faster in general. Because we have our 6-hour work day, so things are like squish. So we can have we work hard.
You grow. Like I grow.
Be fast. So that's important. So like I said, I think Diagonal can exemplify that example of like how you blur the boundaries of the traditional design process, right? Less compartmentalization. Because it's not about you, it's more about your client relationship, right? It's about like, hey, we're able to get this video in a good quality, in a decent time, decent budget. They're happy. It becomes more like a business thing rather than an artistic thing,
right?
But with AI, how AI is involved is that things will be more real time and faster.
True.
But I was just thinking this morning, like how they talk about vibe coding, and now there's even like vibe editing. Vibe editing it's gonna be.
I don't know how I feel about that, by the way.
It's pretty cool. I mean, maybe making like social media stuff. It might.
I think for social,
there's this. I just saw like a content creator using Descript to like with a voice agent to kind of say like, can you like remove the ums and ahs, and then and also add a transition here and translate, right? Without him really touching keyboard, just mostly using his voice, he's able to make the edit pretty instantly. Then it got me thinking about like, what about vibe edit designing?
Vibe designing
because traditionally
here there.
Traditionally we get on a kickoff call and we use that information to kind of design and then we take it back to the design team, to the company, and then we say, all right, here's the brief, and here's what we do, here's the brand guideline. But what if in the first session we are already designing?
Oh, that's such a good way. I feel like,
because the first meeting is usually the most valuable already.
Exactly.
Where you talk about a scope, talk about the vision. But what if you could, like, maybe you spend the first 20 minutes talking about, like, all right, what company, business information, scope. And then you get into a live design session where you could, somewhat use AI, generative AI, to sketch out like what you want, and how the look is, right? And we walk out of like that session productive, with like you having like a tangible thing rather than like, what does the client want?
Yeah, exactly. So it's more like, it almost feel like more solid answer, right? Like in a way.
Yeah.
Or solution, not answer.
Okay. Vibe design.
Vibe designing.
It's more of like, I'm not trying to say like AI is gonna ruin the whole creative industry. It's more of like how we make things is changing rapidly, and it's more algorithmic, it's more automated, but it's also most importantly more real time.
Yes. I think it's just in general save a designer's time as well, right? Like So it's a new production kind of process that we need to adapt. So
I recommend people who are still in school to learn more about I'm not talking about like just Midjourney or like ChatGPT. Okay, I'm talking about like Comfy UI, like learning Comfy UI, or like Touch Designer. I think those tools are important.
Right.
To think about like, how do you scale up like, design output to make it more real time. I'm sure there'll be someone will come up with I think somebody already did. I think it's called Love Art. It's like a design agent, the design with you.
I need to check it out.
So I think vibe designing do exist, but it's just not popular. Not popular yet.
Yes. Right, that's a lot of very insightful stuff. And I think we can move on to the next section maybe. Next question. So we have this question of like, I think we kind of talk about like the actionable steps, right? So let's start talking about how to build a more sustainable business, right?
Sustainable business.
Yes. Or career.
Career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can talk about both. So sustainable. I think we kind of cover a bit of it.
Right.
What's going to sustain you in this career, right? Would be the relationship that you cultivate, not just your peers that you work alongside with, but with the clients. Because like at Diagonal, we have a lot of our client work is based on referrals. So those are very like valuable, right? When someone vouches for you, right? It's like me imagining like a studio is hiring and I vouch for Peter.
Right.
Like, Peter's your guy. Should hire him. And then people will be like, oh, Desmond says, trust Peter?
Yeah. We trust Peter.
We trust Peter.
Yeah, exactly.
So that sort of like advocacy, reputation is very, it's what's going to make, help you succeed in the long run.
True.
Right? Because you don't want to just have one big project for the year that it's cool, pays well, and then you get nothing. Part of like being a freelancer is also like you gotta know that some jobs are a little bit, just like I say, they pay the bill, or like it's just easy, right? It's easy work, it gets income, and then something exciting comes along. But then again, we shouldn't romanticize that all big projects, a big project that pays well,
right?
Also like really artistically fun. They are like a norm. They exist, but I think starting out, just like do good work wherever you are, and
in whatever situation.
Even if you think like. I think also there's about perception. At Diagonal, I work on like a lot of case study videos for social media.
Yes.
And that doesn't sound very sexy, right?
But I think it's actually fun.
It can be fun, but then it's a perception. Sometimes I would think like this is kind of like very monotonous, and I'm just doing stats. Right. But I work on a social media, so like a case study video that has like it's in space and it's a rocket. I think I was very very like focused when I was making it, and it turned out really great. My colleagues loved it, the client loved it as well, and then so when we got on the next project, they kept talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And then so you have to, part of like creative success is you making a decision saying that yes, this might be what people perceive as boring, but I'm gonna bring my artistic sort of artistic sort of
vision
vision into it.
No, I think that's a good mindset to have. It's like, how do you take like not so fun like design and into like, wow, this is actually something that I start like growing to like, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's
one
being part of the sustainable career.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot choose like the project shorter, right? But like you can choose like the way that you treat it.
Yeah, exactly. You can choose the way you treat it and what you get out of it, right? Because sometimes maybe it might not be an artistically cool project,
right?
But it's more of like a technical challenge where I'm like, okay, let me learn how to systematize this, automate this, so it'll be easier next time. So each project is just a way to discover something new, to learn something new, be present with something. So it'd be great if you learn, different skill set so you can catch more projects.
For sure.
And I say collaboration is long-term is definitely collaboration and developing a sort of a professional relationship with your peers, because we graduate and then everyone have their jobs, but we haven't really got accustomed to like working with each other on a freelance project. So I'm at a stage where I guess friends are asking me to freelance with them on projects, and I think about so I don't usually I don't take it on. If it's interesting, I take it on. So it will get easier. I could imagine like as we freelance together, we'll start something more what do you call it, solid, like run a business together, right. But you want to in a way like use this all this freelance opportunity to practice like collaborating. I think that's, I don't know, it's weird, like because in school we don't really have that much of like collaboration in a way, but outside of school everything is collaboration. And you need to learn how to work with people, right? I agree. I mean, it's a choice, right? I mean, when you're in class, you can choose to work by yourself. It's easy. No humor.
And then always like people just choose to do it themselves. So it's better to just to like notice like people's skills. Hey, I know you're good at 3D, right? You're in class, you know you're good at 3D. How about I do the sketches and you do the 3D renders? And I'll be, hell yeah. All right. Somebody would love doing 3D but hate the design process. Or like design, don't like anime. Some people like anime, like design. Combine, boom. So or some people just love design. So like
So it's, you want to figure out like, part of collaboration is about finding like who fills in the gaps, right? That you cannot do yourself, right? And that vice versa, right? And in a way, when you collaborate, you amplify. It's not a plus sort of thing. It's not like one. It's not like the value they get. It's not like 1 + 2. It's more of like 2 × 4, and you get 8. You get higher value. So it's a multiplication.
So I think another question, I think this is important. This was like, what strategy have you found effective for networking and building like a strong client base? For me, I think I get a lot of freelance project or like reputation from the YouTube channel. So I think I started like the YouTube channel like in 2019. I think 2019. I think so,
Yeah, but it took some time. I spent a lot of time on it back then, and it took some time before it actually became what it is. Hopefully people still know me.
They do. I'm pretty sure.
I don't publish as often. I want to, but people have discovered me through my YouTube channel. And occasionally, I would get DMs on Instagram, on LinkedIn. That people would thank me for the tutorials. I was like, whoa. And then even emails. And one actually just landed me an interview. Yeah, this guy say like, hey, would you be interested for this position as a creative director? I think it'd be a good fit, and he already knows my work. Right. Even though I've not like met him in person or like chat with him.
Did their research.
Yeah, he got him to know me through my YouTube channel, and then he probably seen my work post on Instagram, and he developed a good impression of me that and he trusts me, enough to recommend me for the position. So I'm not saying everyone should make a YouTube channel. Right,
but that's just like your medium of like communicating. Right? Yeah.
I think sorry.
No. So, as I was saying, like I feel like it's important to find a medium or like a platform to kind of share your work and then be consistent of it, because that's how you kind of build. Honestly, that's how you attract traffic or attract your potential clients as well, right? Yeah, you just need to continue building that. I feel like but it takes time. It takes a lot of like patience as well. So,
it takes time. It's about being genuine. I
agree. I think
when I think people probably don't think that I make tutorial just for like because for fun. I mean, it is kind of for fun. It's more for like. Because I do have an intention of like helping people, right?
Exactly.
Like I make this because I hope you do your assignment. You know how you can use this cool technique for your assignment, or like it gets you through work. These days I try to make tutorials that may have you make your life easier at work. Some little presets.
For sure.
So that we get things done on time. So perhaps people need to know about the quality of like what is their being the most genuine self, right?
No, I do agree. I feel like whenever I have like, let's say, that for example, I'm like finding a job, I always feel like, I need a job, right? But like, I kind of talk about this in my first episode, like, but that didn't get me anywhere, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you finally get to a point where you're like, you need to be genuine, you need to know like why you're doing this for yourself, and then things will start rolling and coming. Start. So I guess that's a good strategy, right? Like being genuine.
Being a nice person. I mean, people they say that as well. Just don't be an asshole. It's only two formulas to succeeding in anything. All right, don't be an asshole. Okay, just be a kind person. And number two, just do good work. That's good. And obviously share the good work, right? Publish it. Don't just keep to yourself.
Valid.
And this will get you like pretty much everywhere. You just gotta show up. Like I think this is a good segue to how I got my job at Diagonal. Earlier I mentioned I started freelancing for Diagonal. This was shortly after graduation. After I finished my MFA in 2023. Took some time off. Then I started freelancing, and I think Diagonal was the first or second, can't remember. First company. Because,
how did they find you though?
Oh yeah, that is an important thing. Yeah. So when I finished my studies in April, I put out an Instagram story, right? Very casually too. Say, yo, I just finished my studies. Any opportunities, send it my way.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
That's pretty much it. I didn't think about it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this is stress about it. It's more like I'm walking to. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was walking in school or like just getting along.
Looking for something. But
very casual, no expectation. And my lead, I love telling this story because it's my Sydney, my lead, right? At DGNL Media for the graphic department, reached out to me.
Love Sydney, yes.
I know. Shout out to Sydney.
Shout out.
But Sydney reached out on Instagram, saw my story saying like, yo, Desmond, would you be interested to freelance? Or actually, no, it was for a position. But then it was for a position. But I think I was taking a break, or I don't know what's going on. So I did say I was interested, but I didn't follow up as quickly. So we started doing freelance instead. But perhaps it's for the better. But think how about Sydney? I met her. That in 2016.
Oh wow!
I think we went to Scat Hong Kong together.
That's right.
And the thing is that we never have a proper conversation together.
Right.
We probably knew each other existence.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Scat Hong Kong. It's that you talk about Scared Hong Kong people will say that, yeah, I think I saw you in Scared Hong Kong, but
but I never talked to you.
Yeah. So that was our how we got to know each other.
Cool.
I think we had one
cool.
conversation. She was
Right.
asking me something, and that was it.
Okay.
But she remembered me back then, and I think we're on. We follow each other on Instagram, and she would like. She sees what I do,
Yeah.
and that's when she offered to see if I was interested. So you see a connection from like 7 years ago.
That's crazy.
Actually
8
got
years
me.
ago, yeah.
About 7 or 8 years ago,
Yeah.
got me a job. But it's not instant thing. Obviously, I freelance, I perform well, and
Right, of course. Like you do your part. You did your part.
I did my part, and
to get to that point.
yeah. So
yeah.
and my the when I was freelancing, I think my boss now, Garrett,
Yeah.
pay attention about like the value I was bringing in.
Right, yeah, for sure.
And I think he could see that I could contribute more, and then he decided to. After freelancing about 2 to 3 months, he offered me a full-time job.
I see. That's cool.
It was funny because I think he was trying to hint at it at 2 months to say, hey, I got something to talk to you. And I was like, what is it about?
You're like, oh, I have no idea.
Why should it be so like secretive? Like, just tell me. But then, at one point he got on a call and said, hey, well, I offer you a full-time position.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, cool. It took some time to get the hiring
Right, I mean,
details out.
Yeah,
But so you can see that, again, your relationship matters in ways you cannot imagine. I cannot imagine getting a job from a friend that I didn't know
barely talked
to from 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the more you get to know people, the bigger your net it is to get an opportunity.
True. Yeah.
Or more like the clouds that rains the opportunity.
Right. Yeah.
There's more, and you're just gotta catch it. Yeah, man.
That's cool. I mean, the question is like, sure, like we all understand the strategy and then everything, like, but like, and then we're also doing it, but like, what if it doesn't lead us anywhere? You know what I mean?
Way doesn't lead anywhere. Well, I think you have to set goals, right? Like for the first 3, maybe if like, you graduate in the first 3 months, you say, maybe while you're applying for jobs, you're learning new skills. Okay, maybe you say, I'll learn 3D.
Right.
And I'll start like for 3 months, I'll focus on it.
Yeah.
And then maybe in the second quarter, the next 3 months, you'll be like, let me focus on a specific industry. Say, I'm going to focus on like fashion for 3D, and then you see what works. But what also helps is that, it's not just you. You have to make it and then also publish it and get some feedback.
Right.
So we're talking to alumni, industry professional, asking what they think. A lot, I think, having the ability to go investigate, right? To investigate like what's up with the industry, what skill I'm lacking, what I need to improve on.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that is important, right?
Right.
Because school pretty much just give you like an overview, fundamental, right? And
I think that's it. Yeah.
And some students do excel, like they do pretty good work. And then there's some people that still like slowly figuring things out. Right. They still kind of like so it helps to have a mentor. I feel like that's also a missing thing.
Yes.
I
agree.
When you graduate, you lose not only you lose the structure of like, you go to class, you wake up at a certain time, you do assignments. Yeah. You also lose that emotional support where you're like,
oh my God, that is so real. Yes.
Yeah. You have Monty working late with friends, or or like they're just like sitting next to each other working in silence, but like just talking or like helping each other out. You don't have that after you graduate, right?
Yes.
So you have to either you go participate in community who does that, right? Or you create your own. You could like set up a Zoom call, getting your the people they graduate with, who are still like working on them on their portfolio stuff. Right. We say, let's get on a Zoom call every Tuesday at Tuesday night, and let's work on our
design challenge.
Design challenge. Let's collaborate. Let's focus. Let's get feedback. And then, so that's one way. Another way is like, let me get on a call with Desmond. No. Let me get on a call with someone I met at Commotion. Let me get feedback. Get feedback on this and recommendation. I think those sort of like conversations you have validates what you're doing, because if you're just working in silence,
True.
you personalize it. Ah, shit, am I not good enough? Is it my fault? Was this the right decision?
That is so true.
You
Yeah.
know, because when you work in a vacuum, right? You start to hear those voices. So creativity, my philosophy is that creativity is a dialogue, is a conversation. It's a back and forth, right? How we make something better is because I'm tossing it to you, and you're like, "What about this?" And I'm tossing it back to you, which AI cannot replace, right? Because like we're amplifying like our subjectivity back and forth, and with more people, that AI cannot train on. They could, but then it's very hard to get there.
Right.
So so creativity is a dialogue. That's why I always say go meet people, go to events.
That's such a valuable point. Like
it's a dialogue.
I mean, that's always like a question in my heart. Is like, am I doing this right? You know?
And you know, you when I was like when I graduated and I was having difficulty finding jobs because like people were just ghosting me. I later learned that maybe I was a little bit overqualified to be. I was probably good as a mid-level freelancer right off college.
Right.
But it took me a while to realize that. So I had difficulty like landing something full time.
Right. Like having difficulty like targeting your role.
Targeting my role because I was offering things that was like perhaps beyond their needs already. That would help them in the long run.
Right. But
there was like too much for them. So
okay, interesting.
I have to position myself as a motion designer first, then the technical stuff as a secondary. Right. I need to do the job first, what they're familiar with, which is like I said, design animation. Then I bring in, say, I know how to code, I know how to rig, and 3D. Yeah.
So this is so real because I do realize, one thing can have so many talents, right? For example, I feel like because I did co-motion, I kind of have a better leadership skills compared to my peers, and I've been using that towards my advantage as well. But that's
No.
Oh, good.
Okay. Just
Let's say when I'm like doing motion design work, I don't really feel like maybe like the way that I target myself. Maybe it should be like motion design first, and then like other stuff like leadership or like
because those skills needs to be demonstrated, not like me presenting it to you, right? But the easiest way to always get in is to do the work.
All right, we're rolling again. So, as we were saying, let's just start over, I think.
Okay. About business.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into the running the business section.
Okay.
I think a lot of students, entry-level motion designers have this kind of question, and I got so many people asking about how do you run a business in motion design industry, and then so that's just
okay, get into it. Like the tutorial section.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're getting a tutorial section of how to run a business.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, there's many layers to this. But the first thing you can do is probably read School of Motion's book on the Freelance Manifesto.
Oh my God, yes.
Right?
I was gonna recommend that.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good primer for those who are really clueless about freelancing.
Yeah.
It talks about day rate. It talks about like email etiquette. You even talk about CRM, customer relationship manager, which is how do you track like your clients, the studios, and then you also think about the relationship you have with them. So that's a good primer to kind of get you started. And then, but isn't it this? The thing about learning about business isn't you read something, you watch something, and that's it. You have to. It's a matter of becoming, right?
Yes.
Business is not. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. So it's becoming in the becoming process of being a more business oriented person. You need to surround yourself with those those resources like books or podcasts, and also YouTube channels. So I always watch when I was starting out. I watched The Future by Christo. I don't know. I wasn't even freelancing back then. I was still having a full-time job in Warner Media, but I thought to myself that I want to learn business. And I was just like binge watching it like all his videos while I was working.
Mm.
And then I think like over time I'm able to sort of like manifest whatever like Crystal was talking about naturally.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Because sometimes when you read something and there's not a direct application, you feel like an imposter.
Mm.
So it's this continuous learning things, not
Right.
and
Right.
and and so that's one way, right? The freelance manifesto, the future YouTube channel.
Mm.
Another way is to just talk to alumni or peers who are freelancing. Like, can
Right.
you like
Yeah.
walk me through? That's probably one of the easiest way. I mean, when I was freelancing, I would ask Cham.
Oh, that's cool.
I would
Yeah.
text Cham like, "Yo, what do I do?"
Yeah,
And then you tell me,
yeah.
and
Like
then
when I was doing it, I text you like, "What do
yeah,
I
yeah.
do?"
And
Yeah.
I was like, this studio want to book me, but another studio want to book me. What do I do? And he like calmly replied me. I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I think
Give him
it's not
time.
just the
First, I was like, "Oh."
yeah, it's not just the answers, but it's that validation of like
Right.
someone who's more
Yeah.
experienced saying like,
Mm.
don't
Like,
worry, it's
yeah.
simple,
Chill.
chill,
Breathe.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So find that mentor that figure in your life that can guide you throughout like the business aspect. So I
Yeah.
think everyone should have different mentors for different. I mean, even though we don't officially label it as mentors,
Yeah.
but someone that you look up to,
No,
and
for sure. That's so real.
yeah,
Yeah.
that you can consistently ask like, hey, can I get feedback on this, or like, can I get your advice on this business idea,
Mm.
or
Yeah.
like how I'm
Yeah.
invoicing or
Right.
how I'm
Yeah.
writing
Like you
the
said, we need a validation.
yeah, need a validation. And this the good thing about this industry is very collaborative, very
Yes.
supportive. No one's gonna say no,
Well, even if they do, it's alright.
Yeah,
I
most of the time
mean,
it's just
yeah.
people are busy.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
like
Yeah. They
busy,
say we'll get back to you later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, you start to you in a way it's also developing a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
This sort of like informal mentorship thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I recommend. So
Right.
yeah, don't just be in your bedroom just on a laptop by yourself.
True.
Talk to
True.
people,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
learn. Every
Mm.
day is an
Mm.
opportunity to learn
Right.
on your own or with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. No, that's
But
good.
then so that is the okay. So that how to business is mostly for like how do you run a business,
Yes.
the
It's
front end of the business. Now the back end of the business is a little bit tricky.
yes. Yes. This is the thing that I wanted to get into. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, running the when I say back end of the business, I meant like forming your own LLC, creating a business bank
Yeah.
account,
Right.
getting an accountant. Now it all sounds very complicated, but honestly, I have all this written down on my
Yeah.
wiki, my
Yeah.
coda,
Please,
the
I'll put it
declassify.
here. Put it
Yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah. The declassified
Share
scat
it.
survival guide. I think it's under
Yeah.
get hire. Oh no, it's under business. On if you see on the left hand side on the panel, it's a business, and I
Yeah.
have like a quick starter
Check it
guide.
out. Check it out.
Um,
Please check it out.
so what when you run this is actually beneficial for international. When
Oh
you
yes.
graduate, if you start an LLC, you can end your that employment clock thing. What's it called? Employment unemployment clock.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
like for self just
yeah, you know how like
employees.
if you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
find a job within 90
Yep.
days.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So you can get an
Yeah. You can kind
LLC.
of pause that
You get
clock.
past that
Yeah.
clock. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot what's it called. Employment clock. 90 days employment clock.
Unemployment period or something like that. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, but
So
something
you
like
get an
that.
LLC, you can immediately stop the clock,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you start freelancing.
Mm-hmm.
And you use that LLC, right? LLC stands for limited liability corporation.
Corporation. Yeah.
Imagine
Corporation.
it's like a entity to just sort of do business with, right?
Yeah.
Rather than you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were to
Right.
do business on your own,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're losing out on a lot of maybe some tax benefit, or you're
Right.
also liable for like
Yeah.
if someone sues you, they sue you directly rather than the LLC. So your personal assets will not be seized.
Right.
Highly unlikely this will happen, but
Yeah.
this is a very litigious country. Who knows? Who knows? It's a matter of protection,
Now I'm
right?
scared.
No.
Yeah.
But starting LLC, you get two things. You get an EIN, which is an employment identification number,
Yes.
which is like a SSN for your business. So for the tax filing or like how they track a
Purposes.
business,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's free actually to get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Now and then you need to form the LLC within the state you're in.
Right.
No, not where you're in, where you want it to be. So
Where we want to be. Yes.
yeah. So you could actually, so if in Georgia, you could set it, incorporate or register your LLC in Georgia, it costs like I don't know $100 $150.
Yeah.
Annually, it'll cost like $150
Yeah.
because
It's
you
not
could.
like too much.
It's
Yeah,
not too
it's
much.
not crazy.
Think of it as a subscription fee, right? You have to
Right.
pay a subscription fee
Yeah.
every year, an annual subscription
To
fee
run a business.
to run a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But because it's like keeping I think the company business information like
Right.
consistent or
Yeah.
like up, because like every year it's called annual report. You're
Right.
basically updating like, did any member change? Did you change your business address? Did you change the name of your company whatsoever?
Yeah.
So most of the time, you find LLC, you don't need to change it. Maybe you change your address because you moved to New York. But that's the question, right? What if I form the LLC in Georgia,
Right.
but I moved to New York?
Yeah.
You have to be in the state where your LLC is formed, but you can have a registered agent.
Oh
So
yes.
someone who is
Right.
in a way like accepting your mail. uh,
Yeah. Send it to your aunt's place or whatever.
yeah,
That kind of thing.
so it's preferable. There are services where you pay a small fee, and they are your registered agent, and you can be in and you can incorporate in any state that you want.
Right. Right.
So, for example, one use case is that if you graduating and you're in Georgia, in Savannah, and you want to move to New York, New Jersey, so you can actually have a registered agent in New Jersey,
Right.
using the service.
Yeah.
And then after that, when you move, it's easier, right?
Yeah.
But it's so that's like setting up the business. One thing, do warn that once you start an LLC, you will get a lot of spam mails for the first month. People trying to say like, you need this license to operate your
Yeah.
like this
They're trying to get your money.
yeah. So ignore it. Just PSA. But some will seem just look at Reddit. If something seems suspicious, just Reddit it, because people always
Or just reach out to be someone.
yeah. And then once you get an LLC, the benefit of getting an LLC is that you can start a business bank account. You want to separate your finances.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Personal and business.
Yeah. So that you can track the income you're bringing in, and also for tax purposes, and in a way you draw a salary from your business.
Yeah.
Right. And so you don't. So all your Amazon purchase for your personal life is separated from the business income.
Yeah.
At the same time, the business bank account or like the business email, right, whatever, allows you to create business accounts for, say, Amazon. Yeah. And also like anything that you want to buy, let's say equipment, right? And buy a monitor, you're buying like a microphone, cameras, right? You can most of
any sort of business expense.
Yeah. Most companies online e-commerce sites have like a business. You can create a business account,
right?
Like B&H does that, Amazon does that, so you can track
all
all your purchase right into just that account. Is just for business with a business credit card. It's very good for bookkeeping.
Yes.
So bookkeeping is where you kind of like check all your invoices, all your receipts, right? For the tax year, you can do the deduction,
right?
So that's very important. And you need some sort of account. I think this is what they call accounting software, invoicing software.
Right.
You can using like I use Wave.
Wave. I use Wave.
It used to be better because like it was like free with the premium features.
Yeah.
But now it's
you
like,
need to pay.
Yeah, now you need to pay to get like
$16 a month, I think.
Can't remember.
I think something like that. Yeah.
So previously you could connect your bank account, right? So you can track the transaction automatically. But now you need to pay a fee for that.
Yeah.
I think I still have it because I was like the OG member.
Oh my god, that's so nice though.
Yeah, I think so. I need to check. But that's beneficial because I could see like every time I make a purchase, I can log it down as like, oh, this is for computer hardware, this is for office furniture or equipment.
Yeah.
And then end of the year for tax, right? I can see how much I spend. I tell my accountant that, hey, this is how much I spent, and do my taxes for me.
Right.
Now I used to. Yeah, doing taxes in the US is pretty stressful.
Oh yes, it is.
But now I got accountant.
It's much easier.
Yeah. So for accountant, how do you get them? Well, ask a friend.
Yes.
Ask a friend. Most likely they'll have one. right? And they recommend it to you. And I got mine through a friend, and it was surprisingly not that expensive. His fees are only like $200 when I
That's
found.
really cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to do the bookkeeping on your own.
Right. Oh,
He's
okay.
more of the guy who
Like filing for you.
yeah, he does the filing, he does the calculations, but you got to tell him, like, give him your tax forms, right? Like W-2, 1099,
Mm.
and then you tell him like how much were your business expenses,
Right.
and you lock it down.
Yep.
So that, yeah, the bookkeeping is probably the most tedious thing you have to keep
It
track.
is. Yeah. I think there's also like softwares if you like don't really like
Yeah.
not sure about how to do it. Of course, you can pay like certain like I know there's like an app like Codekeeper. I think that
I'm sure there is.
yeah
I'm sure.
yeah there's a plenty so you can just check it out.
Yeah. Ultimately, just Wave is a good start because you get
Yeah.
to learn how to invoice. It's not too hard. Like,
It's
if you,
not so hard. Yeah.
yeah, just put in things that you charge,
Yeah.
and how much you charge.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you can invoice with Wave, and then you can also track your bank
Right.
transaction,
Yep.
and also run reports, right? Like,
Yeah.
a
Exactly.
your profit loss statement, where you get to track how much you earn and how much
you're
you
spending.
spend.
Yeah.
And you can also do, like, if you hire your friends as subcontractors, you can also do the tax filing for them there.
Mm.
Because if I would say hire Peter, right,
Right.
and I give him like $5,000, it's a business expense for me, which
Yeah.
I lock it. Not only have to lock it down, I have to kind of file that 1099 for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like a contractor.
Yeah. So I think Wave does that. It's pretty all in one.
Yep.
I think once maybe your needs grow, then you would try something else,
Right.
like Build.com.
Yeah.
I think Build.com is pretty good too, but it's just so corporate. It's very sterile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wave feels a bit more
I
modern.
never use that. I use Wave. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was not a sponsor video.
No, not
We're talking
sponsor.
about like so much about
Yeah. But
use Wave.
no. But a lot of the business, running a business, and the tricky part is the money aspect. Yeah. Doing the work can be the easy part, then, but running the whole
I
other,
know. Yeah.
the back end stuff can be a headache.
Mhm.
But once you set up the system of, like I said, you have a business
you
bank
just need a
account,
system.
which is a link to Wave, which tracks your transaction.
Yeah.
As long as that's set up, you can run a profit loss, give the accountant. That's it.
Very straightforward.
Yeah,
in a way.
it's straightforward, but
Yeah.
it's probably like very steep for someone who's like doing
Getting
it,
started. Yeah.
or like doesn't know. You probably don't know, like, what do I need to do this. I mean, do
Right.
it manually, but then you become stressed as you
True.
do it.
True. Yeah.
But once you set it up, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Then you're just like kind of
Mm-hmm.
noticing things
Yeah.
that you need to improve on.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's the back end, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You cover it pretty well in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Speed
Crazy.
run.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess another question I think most people wanted to hear, especially students who's graduating soon, would be when collaborating with an entry level motion designers or a beginner freelancer, what qualities does a business owner typically look for?
I say the taking initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that what turns me off is someone really just take orders and are very silent.
I see. Yes.
If I ask for, say, one design, you need to give me three. Yeah, it's more of like, if I give you one like prompt, I prompt you, like, give me try an animation, try this style. I don't want to just see one.
Right.
I want to see, like, I try what you recommend, and here's other two that I think will be good too. That shows me that you are taking initiative. You are like thinking on your own rather than just taking orders.
Right.
And you are just like committing on Slack, saying like, because in Diagonal we start the day with like a thread on Slack for the channel, saying, hey, I'm starting work, gonna work on this. So you just take initiative, saying that, oh, I'm working on X, Y, and Z, and I will check back in at lunch. Yeah,
give them like a time, like, okay, I will check back in 3 p.m. I will have this something like
you want to come in as in, like, as, I know, even though it's a junior entry level,
but you need to be professional.
You want professional, as in you want to come off as like, if I entrust you to do something, I don't need to check back. I don't need to be worried. I know you'll get things done.
Yeah.
It's a tall ask, but a lot of it is mostly about communication rather than the design.
Right.
Because if your design and animation skill is horrendous, then we wouldn't be working together.
True.
Most of the time, it's more of like,
Yeah.
nudging you to the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished managing an intern.
Right.
He's not a design intern. He's a he's a data analytics
Right.
intern.
Right.
So for the past 6 weeks, I was managing him, and he did a good job. He was very introverted, right?
Okay.
But he was very proactive in learning. I'll tell him like a lot of the things that I taught him, he didn't know, and I'm like, "Do you know what's a business model canvas? Do you know what's Miro? Do you know what's Figma?" And I was like, I mean, maybe Figma is a bit too much.
Mm.
But when he didn't know Miro, and I was like, "What did they teach you in college?" But no, but
Yeah,
okay, in his defense, he's
it's
from
different.
biochemistry,
Right.
and I was
Yeah.
like, don't you guys have collaboration or I don't know group projects where you use some sort of digital whiteboard too?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, What do they teach in college?" But even though he didn't know all these tools, he picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's not
Right. It's
difficult to
just a
pick up.
tool. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tool. Yeah.
Yeah, he picked it up pretty quickly. He didn't make
Mm-hmm.
excuses, and and then when we got to the part that took he did the work that I asked him to. When he got to the part that he liked the most, he did more than I asked. I say like, "Hey, can you just do I think 3 data and visualization dashboards?"
Right.
And he did like 6 or 7,
Oh,
and then
wow.
each of them was like very dense with visualization, and I'm like, wow,
Wow.
I can see you have a lot of fun with that. And at the end of the internship, I told him that I think it would be a good idea to bring you on a part-time basis to as a some sort of data
Mm.
analytic
Right.
part-timer to look at our data,
Yep.
but also like I probably have a backlog of things to do
Mm.
that I need you to work on,
Right.
because he was pretty proficient in setting things like we using Monday.com to do our
Yep.
content tagging,
Right.
data taxonomy stuff. So I think while he was doing that, he probably is more expert than the rest of my team doing it.
True. True.
Um, so I would so I would like him to come back in. Even I talked to my boss, and he said, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea." He was inclined as well.
Mm.
So, we now so he's deemed very hireable because we like him, he likes and he knows
Yep.
how to do the job we want him to do or figure it out. And we don't know anyone else, right? If you ask like, do you know any data analytics intern, right? Someone who wants looking
Well,
for
my brother is a
your
data
brother,
analyst.
or
Yeah.
I mean like but you could only count
Like
yeah
yeah, probably 2 or 3.
yeah, not a
Yeah.
lot, right?
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
and it's not just a regular data analytics intern, someone who's interested in
Mm.
creative industry, because he
Right.
had a video background.
True.
He
Yeah.
used to do like videography when he was in
Which
high
is
school.
rare. It's
Yeah.
rare. Yeah.
So yeah, he filled in a gap where no one was filling, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm busy, I do a lot of things. I do design animation, and I do
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
data processes
You're
at
doing everything.
Diagonal. So it'd be great. Yeah, I wish like I need someone to just help me do stuff.
Mm.
um
Mm.
so I think business owners, they do the same thing too. They are like they have their core capabilities and their core members,
Yeah.
and sometimes they encounter people with specialty that they don't possess, and
Right.
they develop a relationship with them.
Right.
So maybe entry level motion designer, beginner freelancer, you should be thinking about that. It's like, how can I it's what they call the unique value proposition, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as difficult as having a crazy skill. I think for me, one of my unique value when I started freelancing was that I know how to do 3D. Uh, yeah, and and
Right.
and I think that was
And
a big plus.
right. Yeah.
So that's gonna be 3D. Maybe you do coding, you do rigging, and
Yeah.
like those expression rigs or
Hmm.
toolkitting, or you
So in a
special.
way, you have like something extra to bring it to the
Yeah,
table. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or like you do a lot of product visualization stuff, and
Mm.
then like you can, in a way, like
Right.
add another capability
So you're
to the
yeah.
company's
Yeah.
skill set,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Right. For sure.
that's how to go about it from a business standpoint. Let's
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
don't want to come in as like a regular motion designer, because
Mm.
it's very saturated now.
Right.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to come in with like some sort of bonus skills that people that a current company do not have, right?
Right.
So for example, like right now AI is very fresh.
Yes.
And people are slowly figuring out how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't met an expert yet
Right.
on sort of like creating AI content in a very design way, like
Yeah.
like a person I met in real life. Okay, I see
Right.
online, but then it's also like sometimes they mask the process and make it look simple. So
Yeah.
can we
Yeah.
trust them? So if there was a so if there was an AI, say a motion designer
That is AI.
that does AI stuff, knows
Mm.
comfy UI,
Mm.
I would highly recommend my company to like we gotta hire this person,
Right. Yeah.
because like Frame Store recently put out a
Mm.
AI content
So
specialist
that. Yeah.
position, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is it. It's starting.
It's starting.
It's
Yes.
starting.
It's
But
starting.
if you
I
read
mean,
the
in tech company as well. I saw that a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you gotta read the description. What's
Right.
interesting about this
True. True.
this job description is that they want the requirement is that they want someone from a traditional VFX background, but it's augmenting or
Yeah.
amplifying
I mean, Meta is doing the same thing.
yeah.
Mm.
So so we need, I think that what will be good in demand these days would be like if you're a motion designer but you have the AI skill,
Mm.
because everyone is still like working at their day job doing the client work but don't have
Yeah.
time to R&D and get really good at the
Right.
AI content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that,
That's a yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because the thing about AI is it's not just making one cool visual.
Right.
It's actually about scaling.
True.
It's about like I can take one brand guideline, maybe train a model, and I can create like an icon set
Yeah.
in SVG
Right.
and in 3D render
Mm.
in
Which is crazy. Yeah.
yeah, in
Yeah.
maybe 1 hour. I mean, obviously the workflow will be challenging to set up,
Yeah.
but now
But
we can scale, like we not just scale for like one time thing.
but
I can
like at the center, yeah.
yeah, imagine.
Multiple.
Yeah, I could scale like for or customize assets for a certain period. For example, maybe it's
Right.
Halloween,
Yeah.
and we can create like we have one look that a human designer
Yeah.
make anime.
Mm.
Okay, maybe design. Okay,
Right.
and that look is transferred to other assets pretty quickly.
Mm.
So the
Yes.
human is
Yes.
still important. The humans, I think,
Yeah.
what's valuable for human in that this AI process is they are involved at the start
Right.
where they define the look, the brand guidelines,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it feels, because that's where it's most valuable, the human subjectivity.
Right.
Then when you get to scaling where we're like doing social media, we're doing podcasts, right?
Yeah.
That's where the AI comes in.
Yeah.
We're making like other assets based off that original look.
Yeah.
And the second part where human comes in is the cleanup process where
Right. Yeah.
AI just like messed up terribly, and you have to clean it up, or
Right.
like you get horrendous style frames from clients.
Yeah.
You got to rebuild the whole thing.
Mm,
Uh,
mm, mm,
yeah,
mm,
this
mm. That makes sense. Yeah.
spoken from my experience.
Experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Client gave like a storyboard generated with
Oof.
photobashed how's it
I
comps
would-
of AI imagery and Photoshop, right? They use Photoshop to kind of like put things together
Mm.
with AI imagery. It sells the concept pretty well. In a way, they are like style frames.
Right.
It's a storyboard that are like style frames they give to us, and now we got to make it animatic.
Right.
But we had to kind of like recreate a lot of the elements to make it look believable, visually consistent,
Mm,
like the
mm,
subject and the environment.
Right.
Yeah, so in a way, it's like a cleanup, the recreation cleanup process. That's the second part where humans are valuable. Yeah, the
Mm.
start and the
Okay.
end.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
between AI manage.
Right. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So advice for
Yeah. Time
student.
to integrating like AI to your
Yeah.
life, to your
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. But that AM process is not. It's not like AI to exist and it magically solve your problem. There needs to be someone who knows how to manage that workflow.
Right.
So in a
Yeah.
way, there's three opportunities here.
Yeah.
You're a very good designer.
Mm-hmm.
You're a very good designer. You set the brand look.
Yeah.
So that's where students should kind of focus their assignments on. It's creating like brand identity.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the second one is how do you scale, right? How do you create a system using, I don't know, with Python, After Effects expression or scripts,
Mm.
or like comfy UI, or like N8N automation, AI agents to create like content at scale.
Yeah.
Now the third part is the technical wizard, I think maybe more like the cleanup artist,
Right.
right? Where it's like, okay, because I was at one point I was cleaning up, like recreating a scene from the client style frame. I was in Cinema 4D, blocking everything out, and I was comping it back. I was in Midjourney generating the human subject, comping it in Comfy UI, bringing it to After Effects to color correct so that everything looks cohesive.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is a lot of software. It was very challenging,
Yeah.
but it was very fun. Yes.
True. Yeah.
So those are the opportunities that exist.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow, that's a lot of things to process
Yeah, I know,
and
I know.
digest. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's time
It's time.
for us to kind of end it, or unless you think there's anything
Yeah, I
more.
think I covered the important stuff.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe we can summarize.
Yes. Summarize.
Yeah,
Yes.
summarize.
All right. Let's do it.
So I let me try to summarize it in three things. I think relationships, human relationships,
Human relationship. Yep.
it's something that
Important.
it's important that because opportunity attached to people
Right.
and invest in those relationships, right?
Yep.
Number two is getting to know about AI tools and about how it sort of help with a company
Yep.
scaling
Yep.
scaling their
Right.
content creation process, right?
Right. Yes.
It could be as simple as like, how can I take this video podcast interview and I automate the editing process
Exactly. Yeah.
for Instagram, for TikTok,
Right.
for LinkedIn. So AI tools. And number three, let me see, what would be a good third one? Maybe from you. What was a big takeaway?
Fun today.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always gonna say this, but like stay positive, and then learn like, man, I don't know, stay positive.
Stay positive. No, a takeaway from a discussion. Yes, it's for
So,
natural.
yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
be stay
Oh, I
positive.
felt yeah,
What's the
but like
takeaway?
yeah. Well, the takeaway, I think for me personally,
Yeah.
I feel like there's always opportunities
Oh.
in the work that you're doing, and then there's also like the perspective that you never see for other people's.
Right.
So I think by talking to each other, like new opportunities, new things will come up.
Ooh.
For example, like today's discussion, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to keep it to myself right now because I need to do a little like processing,
Reflection.
yeah,
Okay.
reflecting. But I would say, like the goal that is in the conversation. So I guess my takeaway is kind of like, I'm saying it, but I'm not saying it.
Yeah. Give an answer, a non-answer, a politician answer.
I know.
You're dodging the.
I know. I'm dodging a bullet.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
speak like a politician. Okay. All right.
No, yeah. No, my takeaway is I think there's always going to be something that you might know already, but you didn't know that you're missing some sort of like aspect of it. So try to look at a different way. I guess sometimes you get new results. I think something like that. Yeah. That's for me. That's kind of like that. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
I don't want to answer it right away because I want to digest a little bit.
Okay.
But
I look forward to your reflection. Then.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me, Peter.
No. Thank you, Desmond. I feel like this episode is really, really resourceful, and then I learned so much as well. Insightful.
Okay.
Very insightful. So, and also thank you everybody who participate in this episode.
Yeah.
Listen to it. So
thank you for listening.
I look forward to the next one, and then see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.